All right, let's get into the good stuff. Folks, the March for Medicare for All has taken place nationwide. Now, we all know AOC has decided to sell out to the establishment, and instead of marching for Medicare for All, she went to go campaign for Nina Turner, who's trying to get elected to Congress as another yes vote for Medicare for All. Now, we all know she sold out to the establishment. And, like, again, she's actually trying to get votes in Congress for this legislation. Doesn't she know? Doesn't AOC know that we don't want votes for in Congress for legislation? We just want to beg the politicians and have them tell us no so that we can talk about it in our podcast over and over again and just repeat the cycle? Doesn't she know that? I don't know if she knows that. But either way, I've got some choice clips from Jimmy Dore and other speakers at the March for Medicare for All. I don't know how many of these are duplicates or repeats, but I'm going to go into these because they seem pretty funny. I've watched a couple of them, and then a couple other people sent me throughout the day. And so here's Jimmy Dore talking about force to vote in July of 2021. Holy shit, this fucking audio level. Holy fuck. I watched this on my phone earlier. Oh my god, this audio is like in another fucking space-time.
Vote, everybody said that it was a great idea until all of a sudden it wasn't.
Can you hear that? Is this audible? I can't even hear this. It's like... Okay, so we all know in December of 2020, everyone, literally on the entire Earth's population, said force to vote was a good idea. There were no people that had any criticisms whatsoever. We know that as fact. You can go back and look at my videos. I made 0 videos in December and January talking about how bad of an idea force to vote was. I didn't make those videos because force to vote was a tremendous idea, and you can just go check my channel in December and January to see the evidence of that.
When I started force to vote, everybody said that it was a great idea until all of a sudden it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but everybody lost their balls in the middle of a fight for force to vote for Medicare for All. They said now it's not the time.
So, okay. So everyone said it was a great idea, and then an unknown amount of time passes, and everyone stops saying it's a good idea. Is it possible that those same people that were against force to vote were against force to vote from the jump? Is that possible? What is he talking about? This really bizarre stuff. Extremely bizarre stuff from Jimothy Dum Dum Dore. Oh god, holy shit, I apologize. I apologize for whatever you just had to go through. I apologize. That was unacceptable of me. But here's Jimmy Dore talking even more so and getting a little creepy when it comes to Bernie Sanders and the squad. Holy shit, that's still so loud. Oh my god, I gotta fucking turn the volume down. Why is this so loud? Motherfucker, these clips, I swear. I am so sorry.
Shit about it, but they don't give a shit about it, and they don't give a shit about you. So what we have to do is make CNN uncomfortable. We have to make the squad uncomfortable. We have to make Bernie Sanders uncomfortable.
So, okay, now, the thing that's super bizarre about this, and the thing that honestly, I just don't understand, is why they're not targeting Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Or Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. Or literally any other Democrat. Why is it Bernie Sanders and AOC? Why? I'll tell you why. You might not know that. You might genuinely be watching this video and you go like, oh shit, what's going on here? I'm about to break some news to you. More people on the right wing know who AOC is and Bernie Sanders are than on the left wing. Now, that's Democrats and I should have said more Republicans know than more Democrats. Right? The left wing there is no left wing in the United States. I'm sorry. I mean, like, there just isn't. But Democrats and Republicans, right? Democrats know who AOC is at a lesser rate than Republicans. Why is that? Because Republicans and right-wingers and Nazis use AOC's likeness to farm for views on Facebook and social media. They will make every video titled AOC this, AOC that, AOC this, AOC that. Bernie this, Bernie's a communist, AOC's gonna kill everyone. Open borders, AOC. Now, again, the reason why people like Jimmy Dore and the March for Medicare for All aren't going after the politicians like Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden and Joe Manchin and other corporate Democrats, right, that are against Medicare for All, the reason they're ignoring them is because what they are doing is they are trying to fit themselves into a right-wing media farm pipeline. They are trying to fit themselves in as the, oh look, the left also hates AOC. That's the grift. So they make a bunch of videos about how bad AOC is, and a bunch of right-wingers, Republicans, neo-Nazis, anti-vaxxers, people that are against Medicare for all, people that think Trump actually won the election, which he did not, by the way, right? Those people will all watch Jimmy Dum Dum Dore's videos and say, wow, even the left hates Bernie Sanders and AOC. It's all a big media troll farm. The idea that people still don't understand this, and they have any even feigned ounce of media literacy, is astounding to me. It is mind-blowing that there are people out there that claim to be media savvy that can't see through this facade instantly. Now again, if you're just a passerby and you don't know what's going on, that's one thing. But I'm telling you this right now, the March for Medicare for All wasn't about Medicare for All. It wasn't. The same people that organized the March for Medicare for All are the same people that said Nina Turner should lose in Ohio 11th's special election. They don't want more votes in Congress for Medicare for All, because the more votes in Congress for Medicare for All means the closer Medicare for All is to happening. And they don't want Medicare for All to happen because they want to campaign on and raise money on the idea that Medicare for All will never happen. And sell to people the idea that they are the ones who are going to get Medicare for All. Because just watch. Just watch this, all right? If Medicare for All ever does happen, you know Jimmy Dore is going to take credit for it, even though he had nothing to do with it. You know Fiorella Isabel, and I'm going to get into her later, are going to, these kinds of people are going to take credit for it, right? After they've done nothing but hurt the movement. So again, I just want you to understand what this is, and now let's finish this.
Where is he? Where's Bernie? Say, hey Bernie, where's your movement? Where is your movement, Bernie? I'll tell you where it is. It's in the streets of America today, fighting for Medicare for all, while you're taking fucking Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden and fuck Bernie when he works for him. Where are you, Bernie? Your movement's right here. Get out here. Where are you, AOC?
So, Jimmy Dore is not saying Joe Biden is a terrible candidate and he's a terrible president because X, Y, and Z. He is saying Joe Biden is bad because Bernie Sanders is his lapdog and takes orders from him? What? What does that even mean? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what that means? Because I can't figure it out.
The movement is in the street. Where are you? Are you taking another picture with Mama Bear for Vanity Fair? Are you guys out shopping for refrigerators? Right now, Joe Biden.
So, I don't, literally, again, what is this guy talking about? AOC is shopping for refrigerators. She literally, as Jimmy Dore was giving this speech, AOC was in Ohio campaigning for Nina Turner. Literally. I'm not, I shit you not. At the same exact time. If you were watching, a fucking show or whatever, it would say, meanwhile, and then it would cut to AOC, at a fucking rally talking about how Nina Turner's going to pass Medicare for all or vote for it and help us out with that. So what is this guy talking about? He is clearly lying to people. There is no possible way you can interpret anything Jimmy Dore says as honest truth-telling. It's not. Is he angry? Absolutely. You know who else is angry? Me. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm mad as hell all the fucking time. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you to make you feel better. I'm not gonna tell you conspiracy theories that are convenient so that you can just feel better at night and sleep at night knowing AOC is evil. The world is complicated. We don't live in a black and white binary world. I'm sorry. That's just the reality.
Instead of giving us health care, is bombing the poorest people on earth in Africa. That guy loves bombing so much you think it was a little girl's hair.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, Joe Biden's a creepy motherfucker. I mean, you're not gonna get me. That's pretty good.
Medicare for all, Medicare now, no more waiting, put pressure on politicians, make them scared of you, make them scared to death of you, fuck the politicians, let's go to their houses.
So again, okay, now I want to be very clear, Jimmy Dore constantly uses this rhetoric of let's make them scared to death, let's go to their houses, let's get them. Then, when politicians respond and say that that's violent rhetoric, he says, whoa, it's not violent. How am I being violent? I'm just saying you should be scared to death and that we're going to come to your house. That's not violent. Now again, I, someone who's a radical anarchist, can get behind the idea of going to a politician's house. I've been protesting in the streets of Elizabeth City for 95 days in a row, and I've gone to politicians' houses. I've screamed out of a megaphone at politicians' houses. I am okay with going to politicians' houses. But if you're going to get called out for using violent rhetoric, you gotta at least own up to it. You can't just deny the fact that you say this stuff. And that's one of my problems with Jimmy. He always runs at the very end. He said, oh, I'm not being violent. I'm not being violent. What you should be saying is you're trying to be revolutionary. You're trying to get people to care. And again, the other problem here is, why would we go to AOC's house? Why would we, instead of Nancy Pelosi's? Or literally any other corporate Democrat? Why AOC's house? That's the thing that's so bizarre to me. Right, for example, right, when I'm protesting in Elizabeth City, I'm not going to go to the house of a random politician who had nothing to do with the shooting of Andrew Brown and yell at them, because they had nothing to do with the shooting of Andrew Brown. I'm going to go to the politicians' houses who set up the system. I'm going to go to the DA's house. I'm going to go to the judges' houses who allowed these orders to go through. I'm going to go to the sheriff's house, etc., etc., etc. Why? Because they're directly implicated in what the protest is about. Why would you go to AOC's house demanding Medicare for all? She doesn't have that power. Why not go to the White House? Why not go to literally any other corporate Democrat's house? I don't understand. It's bizarre behavior. And again, he always cries and whines away, oh, they're calling me violent. You are being violent. That is objectively violent. But again, you can defend that rhetoric and say, this is not violence, this is revolutionary protesting. And I would agree with you, but he's not doing that because he's not a revolutionary. He is not. He is a poser and a loser who wants to get the credit for being violent and hippie and cool and then runs away with it when he's on Tucker Carlson's show. I wasn't being violent. I was just saying that she needs to do this and that. No, you were being violent. Your rhetoric is extremely violent. But again, I'm not, like, violent does not mean you necessarily inflict violence on someone. Like, again, it is not violent rhetoric if you're not planning on going to their house to hurt them. It is revolutionary rhetoric. But he is not responding in those ways. He just makes himself seem like a goofball, and he also doesn't host anything. Where has Jimmy Dore hosted any march or event anywhere? The Force the Vote thing, he didn't even attend. This, he only attended because people made him. He's interested in talking on his podcast and nothing else. He doesn't go out there and protest. He doesn't go out there and march. He doesn't go out there and strategize. He just shows up, takes the microphone, says, subscribe to the Jimmy Dore Show, and moves on. It's bizarre. It's strange behavior, folks. It's really strange behavior. Anyway, so I want to get into the other key individual that I want to talk about, Fiorella Isabel. I'm making this a separate video.